Wednesday and Friday mornings inside Morning Connection. Health Matters, a 5 minutes feature providing health tips on how to take care of ourselves and the most vulnerable in our community. That's Health Matters every Wednesday and Friday morning on Fit FM 96.7.
Join Fit FM weeknights at 8 p.m. for News Brief, a compilation of news stories from Trelawney and neighboring parishes provided by credible news sources, with a repeat at 10 a.m. weekday mornings. That's News Brief, weeknights at 8 p.m., with a repeat weekdays at 10 a.m. on Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music.
Do you have home repairs or maybe renovation? How about a fresh coat of paint with a splash of customized color? Visit Carib Sales Hardware in Duncan, Trelawney, and let us help you with everything you need for your home. You name it, we have it. Call us at 876-954-2220. Carib Sales Hardware. You name it, we have it.
The whispers in the morning.
It's exciting, sometimes romantic, and always informational. It's Love Stories on Fit FM 96.7, Thursdays 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Join me, Queen G, for cutting-edge conversations and advice about love and relationships to spice up your love life. Love Stories, building healthy relationships. Don't miss it.
'Cause I am your lady. This is my awakening.
Hour of Prayer Global Gospel Ministries Cooper's Trelawney presents the Hour of Awakening, Sundays at 3 p.m. on Fit FM 96.7. Join Apostle Carolyn Graham and Pastor Kemish Lawson Sundays at 3 p.m. for the Hour of Awakening, a ministry of the Hour of Prayer Global Gospel Ministries Cooper's Trelawney.
Are you struggling with loneliness? Feeling depressed? Are you searching for a purpose to live? Are you ready to tap into your inner greatness? Ready to soar to your full potential? Come and be inspired. Join me, Dr. Asha Mwendo, on Healing Moment inside Gospel and Soul every Wednesday, 6 p.m., where we will help you to understand your purpose. We will help you to find your wind. We'll show you how to open your wings and fly. Healing Moments, Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music.
Beat.
good evening, my people. How are you this evening? Welcome to Healing Moments on Fit FM 96.7, brought to you by Wellness in Motion. So remember now, you are listening to Healing Moments on Fit FM, and you can join us on fitfmja.com live streaming on all social media platforms, Fit FM 96.7. WhatsApp us at 876-482-4944. And if you want to call or message or WhatsApp, you can also do that on 876-317-1991. Remember, Healing Moments, join with the call for elimination of violence against women and girls. I have two guests lined up for you this evening. Yes, man. Talking about strength in different forms this evening with our women. And so my guests this evening, guests are Judith Scott and Shanika Lemard. So this evening we're talking about the strength of giving, standing strong for our children. And so you know the drill now. You're going to get your pen, get a sip, tell a friend, and then be ready to come right back to Healing Moments after this.
More than the air upon my head, but please my cause, Almighty God, for this is my daily bread. According to thy loving kindness, you told me this too shall pass. I grew weary crying night and day, my nights fell while I wait. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Be merciful on me, oh God, for you told me this too shall pass. This too shall pass, my child. This too shall pass. This too shall pass, my child. My enemies are upon me. This too shall pass. With lying lips and hardened hearts. This too shall pass. They persecute, cast down, and backbite the Lord. This too shall pass. Rumors of warfare, plague, and sickness, my Lord. This too shall pass. So my trials are heavy laden, than my sorrows I can bear. So many dangerous silence, there's so many tests like on. That enemies are after my soul, growing it up like a mole. I want seasoning up on your name, for you told me this too shall pass. This too shall pass, my child. This too shall pass. This too shall pass, my child. This shall pass. My enemies are upon me. This too shall pass. With lying lips and hardened hearts. Oh, they persecute, cast down, and backbite the Lord. Rumors of warfare, plague, and sickness, my Lord. I think I want to take it over into Spain. Espanol, ready? Let's go. Esto también pasará. Esto también pasará. Esto también pasará. Esto también pasará. So we're going to take it another step further. We're going over in South Africa. So we're gonna do this in Zulu. Are you ready? Kuzandula, 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 kuzandula. Nara, 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 eh, nara, kelemo. Nara, 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 eh, nara, kelemo. Nara, 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 eh, nara, kelemo.
Yes, this too shall pass, believe it or not. We're listening to Judine May. Thank you for reminding us that even this too shall pass. So before I go into things, you know that last week I had my birthday. And remember, people, I'm celebrating for the entire month. So you can't be too late with the gifts, right? And I want to give a big shout out this evening to Golding's Queendom Spa and Institute. I want to thank them for my birthday, give my facial, foot and all those things. I want to tell them thanks. And so, because they treat me good, I'm treating them good this evening. So, I'm telling you, you can go check out Golding's Queendom Spa and Institute, and they are right down there in Falmouth. And their number is they're on Elite Plaza 63 Market Street. So I go check them out. They treated me very well, and they have always treated me well. Yes, and she is just this young lady. She's really working hard at building herself, and the spa is really beautiful and nice, comfortable, and accommodating. And she observed all COVID-19 protocols. So you can go support her. Thank you, my dear Crystal, for the good treatment you gave me for my birthday. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, now we are back at home. COVID-19 is still keeping. I must be honest, when I look at the numbers today, I feel a little impressed to say I see a downtrend. For me, it was exciting. Trelawney, there's zero. And that for me, that is really exciting. Yes, we had 9 deaths, but that would have been coming from before now. So if we could just keep it tight, keep working on it, and keep the numbers going down. Let's start adhering, and then we would not need to have an extension of the curfew and the lockdown. Although, based upon feedbacks and even a video that is going viral and all these things, there are some people who were thankful for the lockdown because they got a chance to lock down. Right. So some people were benefited, and I'm quite sure in the long run, all of us will be benefited by numbers going down. But people, I don't use the word angry in my vocabulary in reference to myself most of the time, because I really try not to get angry. It's an option and a choice. But I'm almost on the tips and brinks of getting angry. What is happening in our country with all these people going missing? And I'm going to repeat, young people, don't be so trusting. Even some of the older women who are going, don't be so trusting. Be careful. But I am bothered. Guess why I'm bothered? Not only because women are going missing and our young girls are going missing. I am bothered by the uncaring attitude of our society. We are wagonists. So when things are happening, we jump on this bandwagon and we carry on and we pass our remarks. Now I saw some posts about this young lady who was killed by this wicked man. And the victim blaming of the mother and say she got paid to give away her daughter and all of these stories. Listen to me. We need to start operating and behaving in a proper moral manner. We need to be careful how we relate to each other, how we treat others. But I'm going to tell you this one thing. Anybody coming to me with a conversation of justifying murder, rape, or anything like that, move from around here with that. There is no justification for us to be killing each other. There is no justification for a man to kill a woman. And I tell you this, women, if you're in a relationship and a man say to you, I love you so much, if you will leave me, I will kill you. Get out. He doesn't love you. Love not hurt you. Love not carry no pain. Love will rather see you with another man than see you in your grave. So if any man tell you them foolishness there, don't believe him. It is a brainwash. It is something to try to keep you feeling foolish and make you a victim. Because you say, oh, it's because him love me. Hello, when people love you, they treat you well. I have known of men who walk away from women who they love with all their heart for their own sanity and for the woman's sanity too, because it's just not working out. And that is what love is. Love will tell you to walk away. And then this story about calling women to arms, why we must get all of the responsibility? We have to careful of how we dress. We have to careful of how we talk. We have to careful of where we go. No, we are being called to bear arms to protect ourselves. It is not fair. When are we going to let the men know in no uncertain terms that enough already come and gone? Because enough already come and gone, right? It's time for a change. Come on. And some of our young ladies that we say go missing. Sometimes they make wrong choices and they pick up the wrong men and they go to these homes. And women, mothers and big women are in these homes inveigling their sons to stay and keep people girl picking at them house. It cannot be right. And I'm asking each man, every time you have a woman in your life that you feel like you're the one kill, just see the face of your own female, your own women family on that face and think, would I want that for myself? I remember a few years ago, quite a few years ago, I was coming from Montego Bay in a vehicle and a man was sitting in the front of the car. He lives in Trelawney here in Duncan's area. I don't know if he's still alive. It's a good while now. But this young man was venting to the driver how angry he was because he was coming from court where he went to support his friend. And his anger stemmed from the fact that his friend raped a virgin young lady and got all of 3 years at the time. And I was thinking, only 3 years, and he was saying all of 3 years. And he kept on talking until my spirit couldn't keep silent. So I have to butt into the conversation. And then he was there saying, Miss, how you they going about? Dog a do it, fowl a do it, so half man do it. And I changed the conversation. I decided to flip the script, as it were. So I said to him, all right, I think I agree with you. And I know where you live in Duncan's. I know your sisters and I know your mom. And I am going to see if I can get some men who I believe will support me in this process and let them know your sisters and your mom is fair game because you believe that anybody can do it with anybody anytime and send them up in your yard for you. Miss, you can't do that. That's how wickedness. I said, oh, it is wickedness when it's somebody else's girl child. But it's not wickedness when it's your own child. And I am asking each man, if you have a woman and you feel like you want to support her, we and our girlfriend know where we're going. And then again, we used to go out in pairs, in groups. And even if you go, your boyfriend is there, all of us are in similar spaces. And all of us are sharing and we know where each other were. And guess what, people? We never have cell phone them days. So with cell phone now, we can even provide better support. Don't be so secretive that you don't tell anybody where you're going. Let people know. You don't have to put it on social media, Facebook, but have at least 3 or 4 friends, 5 at the most, who you share your movements with when you leave in your home. That somebody knows where you're going, somebody have a clue of the man's name. And ladies, don't go nowhere with no man, don't go know him first name. Stop it. Don't do it. If you don't know a little bit about the man, don't go anywhere with him alone. And when you're dating, start group dating and go date in public spaces where people can see you. And hear me now. That means you have to be careful how you date other people. Because I know these things you have to hide. And sometimes if you decide you want more, then you lose your life. So we have to take the responsibility of protecting ourselves, walking right, talking right, and do our best. However, I am still of the opinion that if I choose to walk on the street naked as the day I am born, it gives no man no right to touch me unless I invite him to. And we need to remember, rape is not about sex. It's about power. So ladies, wise up. Don't let nobody love you unto death. Don't accept that kind of love. Accept the kind of love that will love you to live. Accept the kind of love that wants you to soar to your best. Accept the kind of love that you don't have to hide it. Right? Because secretive relationship cause problems later on sometimes. So let's get with it. I don't know what to tell you because there's no right for anybody to do you any harm when you leave your house. Young girls, I'm saying it to you again. COVID is keeping, yes, and sometimes you get bored. Talk to your parents. Parents become a little bit more lenient in allowing your young people to group up with each other, to go out with each other in groups. Therefore, your son or your daughter won't feel a need to sneak out of the house behind your back, and then you have no clue where they are if anything should happen. Let us start working together. It takes a village to stay alive. Right? And I want us to remember that. Domestic violence is on the rise. These things are happening, you know? And yes, I agree with you, Thelma. Get the license number, share it with somebody. Let them know you're going into the vehicle now, the color vehicle, the license plate, all of that. I remember many years ago, I used to work in Montego Bay. And I would leave Montego Bay, I'd leave work at 11 o'clock. So can you imagine what time I reached Falmouth? And there was a gentleman, he is now dead. But he was right there selling fish and festival and other things right at the plaza, right at the credit union, right in that little lane corner there, right across from the credit. And he would be out there in the nights when we get there. And he would never allow us to go into a vehicle without first writing down the license plate number. And then he would also look at the driver to see who we are moving with. And he would do that for us every night. And he never pack up his pan and leave until we as young ladies would reach Falmouth. And he would be out there with us until we get drive to go home. So anybody who intended to do us harm would know that somebody knows. Let us go back to that level of caring for each other. Let somebody know. And friends, when you know, for God's sake, talk about you're not able and you're afraid or whatever, speak up. We know you are not able. Cain killed him a long time ago. So we know you are not able. Let's become responsible for each other. Let's be our brother's keeper, right? Domestic violence, intimate partner violence, all of these things are upon us. And guess what? Women are getting the bitter end of the stick. So let us come together. Let's rally. Let's be our sister's keeper. And if you know your sister going down a wrong road, find a way for her to get that message. If you can't talk to her, let somebody who you know talk with her. And don't wait until after it finishes. Say you didn't know, say that going to happen. They should not be able to charge people if you know what them did know and they say nothing. But then it is not fair because you would say it is not your business. But when is it not your business to protect each other? I don't know when that is, right? So tell what you know. Don't hide it. Tell it if you know something. And don't tell me you don't trust police. You don't have to trust the police to report. There are many ways now in this country that you can report without nobody knows it is you. And most countries in the world have ways that persons can report incidents without letting anybody know who you are. So there's no excuse for us not to become responsible citizens. And I am praying that all of us who know something will tell. And then I'm also praying that this thing too will pass and things will change. All right. It's not ranting and it's not raving. I am really talking from my heart that I am concerned about these things that are happening. So guess what? We're going to change the pace a little bit. So we're going to play a little song. You wheel and come as we get ready for our guests this evening.
Blessed and favored, highly anointed, daughter of a king. I'm a daughter of a king that sits on the heavenly throne. He watches over me. He gives me angels to call my own. I'm spoiled with his love. He solely takes care of me. So me fully blessed, no have no stress. Me fully blessed, nothing me no shatter. Royalty, the king of my father. Fully blessed, nothing me no shatter. Royalty, the king of my father. Fully blessed, nothing me no shatter. Royalty, the king of my father. Fully blessed, nothing me no shatter. Royalty, the king of my father. You know I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. No evil never conquer me yet. I am protected and covered by the power of the blood. He is my security. Goodness and mercy all the days of my life. He paid the price and he set me free. Full residence in the house of the Almighty. No man can hinder me. Yeah. Royalty, the king of my father. Fully blessed, nothing me no shatter. Royalty, the king of my father. Fully blessed, nothing me no shatter. Royalty, the king of my father. Fully blessed, nothing me no shatter. Royalty, the king of my father. I'm under the shadow of the Almighty. Holy Spirit all over me. Sickness and health is always there. You can't trick me with no death, me no fear. Full coverage is my source, is my power, is my shield. No demon can come round here. Rock up Gibraltar, metal me strong. Psalms 27, me no fear no one. Me a royalty, the king of my father. Fully blessed, nothing me no shatter. Royalty, the king of my father. Fully blessed, nothing me no shatter. Royalty, the king of my father. Fully blessed, nothing me no shatter. Royalty, the king of my father. I'm a daughter of a king that sits on a heavenly throne. He watches over me. He gives me angels to call my own. I'm spoiled with his love. He solely takes care of me. So me fully blessed, me no have no stress. Me fully blessed, nothing me no shatter. Royalty, the king of my father. Fully blessed, nothing me no shatter. Royalty, the king of my father. Fully blessed, nothing me no shatter. Royalty, the king of my father. Fully blessed, nothing me no shatter. Royalty, the king of my father. Daughter of a king, daughter of a king. I'm a daughter of a king that sits on a heavenly throne. He watches over me. He gives me angels to call my own. I'm spoiled with his love. He solely takes care of me. So me fully blessed, no have no stress. Me fully blessed, nothing me no shatter. Royalty, the king of my father. Fully blessed, nothing me no shatter. Royalty, the king of my father. Fully blessed, nothing me no shatter. Royalty, the king of my father. Fully blessed, nothing me no shatter. Royalty, the king of my father. You know I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. No evil never conquer me yet. I am protected and covered by the power of the blood. He is my security. Goodness and mercy all the days of my life. He paid the price and he set me free. Full residence in the house of the Almighty. No man can hinder me. Yeah. Royalty, the king of my father. Fully blessed, nothing me no shatter. Royalty, the king of my father. Fully blessed, nothing me no shatter. Royalty, the king of my father. Fully blessed, nothing me no shatter. Royalty, the king of my father. I'm under the shadow of the Almighty. Holy Spirit all over me. Sickness and health is always there. You can't trick me with no death, me no fear. Full coverage is my source, is my power, is my shield. No demon can come round here. Rock up Gibraltar, metal me strong. Psalms 27, me no fear no one. Me a royalty, the king of my father. Fully blessed, nothing me no shatter. Royalty, the king of my father. Fully blessed, nothing me no shatter. Royalty, the king of my father. Fully blessed, nothing me no shatter. Royalty, the king of my father. I'm a daughter of a king that sits on a heavenly throne. He watches over me. He gives me angels to call my own. I'm spoiled with his love. He solely takes care of me. So me fully blessed, me no have no stress. Me fully blessed, nothing me no shatter. Royalty, the king of my father. Fully blessed, nothing me no shatter. Royalty, the king of my father. Fully blessed, nothing me no shatter. Royalty, the king of my father. Fully blessed, nothing me no shatter. Royalty, the king of my father.
Yes. We are back. I want to big up those who are online with me this evening. I see we have Jillian, Larmon, she's on. Val Jones is on. Thelma Gomez. We have Melcinda is on with us. Tavia, hi Tavia, thanks for watching. Tanisha Shand, Dania, Black Smallwood, Osh is. See me reading too fast. Thanks for joining. And so, guys, and I hear somebody love this song and giving some advice. Tell my saying, get the license number and send it to a friend or family. And if possible, take a pic. Yes. We need to get smart, right? We need to get it right. I am still my first guest seems to be having some challenges in clicking on the link and joining. So I was giving her some time to get on, but it don't seem like we're getting her at all. She's just not getting something right in how we're giving her the instruction how to click. It's not on our side that we are having the challenge. It is on her side. Hopefully she'll work it out very soon. But while we are getting ready for her to come, hopefully she will make it on. My guest this evening, the first guest should be Shanika Lemord. What is wrong with me this evening? I getting tongue tied and all of that. And so we get to understand her child went to daycare and was beaten by someone at the daycare center, and they took her going public for any attention at all to be given to the situation. And in fairness to the regional CPFSA, they were not made aware of it, but the local office was aware, and nothing was done in a timely manner. And I'm not going to fault anyone to say they were careless, but it is a careless act, because when a child is affected, it shouldn't take so long for something to happen. The ball dropped from somebody's hand. In preparing for today, I did try to make contact with the daycare that the child was at, but the number I have went ring without an answer, even though I made a number of attempts. So I was not able to get their side of the story. I did hear what the CPFSA said, and it said that attention is being given to the matter now, and it is being looked on from an internal point of view, and also the external work is being done. And it is very important that we talk about these things, because these are some of the issues that are affecting our society and our children and mothers. And we must be mindful of the fact that there are times when even the CPFSA, these local offices, are overburdened, they're overworked, they have more work than workers that they have. And so sometimes they too are challenged by lack of resources. And so there are many reasons why things happen the way it does. And so here on Healing Moments, my opinion, not Fit FM, Healing Moments and my opinion, I am saying that I'm not blaming anyone, but I'm disappointed that it takes going to media for anything to be done and for any responsibility to be taken. And the mere fact that the child is traumatized and the mother herself is traumatized, when things are nothing seems to happen, it creates more pain and more hurt. So we have to become more responsible in how we handle things and how we do what we do, right? So that is one of the things we have to bear in mind. I We have to bear in mind that these things do happen. I see my guest; she keep on coming in and cutting out. So I'm considering that maybe she's having challenges with her own Wi-Fi. So I'm gonna okay. I was just gonna find out if she was hearing me, but she's gone again. So I seems that she's having internet issues where she is, and so therefore we will continue to follow the conversation. We'll continue to link with her, and we will hopefully at some other time, if possible, get her to tell the story from her angle and the way she wants to tell it, right? But for us here at Fit FM and Healing Moments, we are concerned. And this is just one of the stories that we have happening, right? And so we have to be so careful. While we are still waiting, I want to take a pause and to give a shout out to my alumni from Bishop Gibson High School, my alma mater. I can tell you, people, we have been having a number of our fellow past students who are dying and passing on. And for us, it is kind of heartrending. So I want to give a shout out to my other team members to say, we love you, we support you, talk to each other, as we expressed this evening today in our WhatsApp group, persons who are becoming concerned about the way things are. And so I am happy to say my guest is now on. And so we are going to link up with her. Shanika, are you able to hear me? Oh, goodness, she's gone again. So she keep coming in and going out, and we are not sure what is happening on her end. It is not on our end, it's on her end. And so we might have to forego that interview this evening. But let us um so we're going to play a little music again. So we're going to play a little music while we try to see if we can assist her in transitioning on while we do what we have to do. So I am indicating to my technical person to drop a little music in here and we transfer. All right?
Highly anointed, daughter of a king. I'm a daughter of a king that sits on a heavenly throne. He watches over me. He gives me angels to call my own.
Shanika?
I'm spoiled with
Shanika, are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you.
Okay, good. So we're having some technical challenges. So we're going to go live on phone and we will leave the live streaming for another time. So how are you this evening, my dear?
I'm okay.
Yeah, okay. Okay, you know, sound okay to me, don't you know? What?
And this one I messed up and me I try to fix it.
Okay, Shanika. Shanika,
Yeah.
take a deep breath.
Pardon?
Just take a deep breath. Breathe in. Because you are now live. Everyone can hear you across the world. So it is your time to tell your story. Don't let frustration. You know, these things do happen. But when you have a testimony coming on, the test must come first. Right? And so therefore, we're going to move along from your testing until you get to your testimony, my dear. So give us a little background of what your story is. What happened with your little boy?
Oh, well, I left him at the daycare.
Right?
Left him at the daycare, and when I went to pick up my son,
try to see if you can get your little one to settle down a little bit as you go along. And so go ahead.
he's sitting right beside me.
Hug him up. Okay, so go ahead and tell
us.
Yes, we're hearing you, man. We're hearing you.
Hey, man, so I left him at the daycare. So I'm going to pick him up on the 26th of February.
Okay.
I picked him up from daycare, and when we reach home, he said to me, Mommy, I want to use the bathroom. So I take him to the bathroom, pull on his pants. So when I pull on his pants now, I saw the first mark. Said, okay, then pull up his shirt. Me see other mark. Right? So pull up, me take off the entire shirt. Then me see all them all over and back. So there and then now, I was angry. I cried. I felt it. And I contacted the caregiver. I called her phone 15 times. The phone rang to no avail. She texted me 4:45 in the morning and said to me she will get back to me because her ringer was down.
Okay.
I called her in the morning and I asked her what happened to my child, and she said, I wouldn't understand. So I said, explain to me, let me know what happened. Just let me know what happened. And she said, she went outside to pick up some linens off the line.
Yes.
And when she come back inside, she saw the 3 boys in the bathroom. They bunged the bowl and they were there flushing. She said when she go in and she said the amount of water that was there, she grabbed the 3 boys, including my son, and she beat them with one bag strap.
Handbag strap?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. So after you have this conversation with her about what happened, then what did you do?
After I made the conversation with her, I went to the police station. So that's the next day. It happened the 26th went to the police station on the 27th.
Yes.
And I made a report. The police officer sent me over to the hospital, at Falmouth Hospital, and the doctor looked at the child there. After I left the Falmouth Hospital, I went over to CDA. This is on the 4th of March.
Yes.
So I went over to CDA and I told them what happened also.
And
CDA came and looked at the child on the 5th of March. I wasn't at home when she came, but the lady that I left my son with, she told me what happened.
Okay.
You know, the CDA lady asked my son, why is he not at daycare? And she said, oh, the daycare lady beat me. So, yeah. So, and after she came and paid a visit to the child, she sent me over to the victim center.
Okay.
And to do a therapy with my son.
Okay. And so after all of that, that was it. You didn't hear anything else from them, from anybody?
No, I haven't heard anything.
And so it's after you went to media, no, you made it public before other intervention started?
Yes.
Okay, so where are we now with this matter? What is your understanding of what is going to happen?
Well, I don't know. I in regards to, I haven't heard from the police as yet as to what is happening or what is going to happen. So I'm waiting on them to let me know what is happening.
And CPFSA haven't told you anything either? CD, no, as you would call it. They don't say anything.
CDA?
Yeah, so they don't tell you anything else either. Have you heard anything?
No, they've not tell me if they've heard anything as yet. So I'm still waiting on other persons to get back to me to tell me what is going on.
And so what is your intention? What do you intend to do? How long do you intend to wait? What do you intend to do? How long do you intend to wait before somebody gets to you or before you decide to get to somebody?
Well, I'm waiting on, by tomorrow. I'm hoping that tomorrow someone will call me and give me some information in regards to what is going on with my son.
Okay. And so if you don't hear anything tomorrow, what is going to be your next action? What do you think you might do?
I will have to go back to the police station.
Back to the police station. All right. So your story is out there. We have heard it. We'll be doing some follow-up. I myself will be doing some follow-up to see how things are going. We're going to ask you to keep us abreast of what is happening, and we'll come back to you to hear what is happening. And we're going to follow this. Healing Moments on Fit FM, we were going to follow this to see what is happening. But for me, I'm going to ask you this. What would you like to see happen?
And to be honest, I don't want it to happen. I don't want it to happen to another child.
So your action is to ensure that it is aired and to prevent.
Yes.
Okay. So, because most times, when I ask you that question, most times we say we want justice, but some of us don't know what the justice we want looks like. So you have to be clear in your mind now. What would satisfy you? What is the satisfaction you are seeking in moving forward? And then you make that happen by talking to persons, seeing what they have to offer, and use this as a teaching moment also for other mothers who are listening on, for us to really be able to stand strong for our children. And so what you are doing, Healing Moments, stand with you. We will continue to provide you with whatever emotional support we can as you journey through this with your child, that this will not scar him for life. And that as the scars on his body heals, his internal and emotional scars will heal, and yours will heal also. So we are thankful that we are able to link with you this evening, and we are going to be following up with you, and we will keep our listeners abreast of how this story goes as we say goodbye to you, Shanique Lemond, for joining us this evening. Yeah. What is your son's name, if you don't mind?
He's a Johnny Barnett.
A Johnny, and he's what, 2 years old?
Yes.
Right, so give him a hug and a kiss for us, and we will continue to follow through with your story. But just before we go, I know you did say you were not able to work. What is happening in that circumstances now?
Well, because the incident happened with my son,
Mm-hmm.
I have to stay home with him because I have no one to keep him and I am afraid to leave him at another daycare.
You're afraid. And so I really want you to speak that truth, that if you have not become fearful of letting the system work for you. But we're going to remind you that we will support you in getting you to the place where your system will work with you and for you again. Stay blessed, my love, and we will continue the conversation. Thanks for joining us. Good evening.
All right. Thank you so much.
The higher you build your barriers, the taller I become. The further you take my rights away, the faster I will run. You can deny me, you can decide to turn your face away. No matter, 'cause something inside so strong. I know that I can make it, but you're doing me wrong, so wrong. Thought that my pride was gone. Oh no. Something inside so strong. Oh, something inside so strong. The more you refuse to hear my voice, the louder I will sing. You hide behind walls of Jericho. Your lies will come.
Okay, welcome back to Healing Moments on Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music. I have my next guest with me this evening. She is someone I dare to call friend. And she's a strong woman. That's what I know from when she was here back in Jamaica, and then she has returned to foreign lands. So this evening, my guest is Judith Scott, who will talk to us about the strength of giving. Hi, Judith. How are you?
Hi, girl. How you doing?
I am awesome, girl. It is
Good.
bittersweet to have you on this evening. It's good to have you. And you know, the funny thing about it is we have been talking before now, and here we end up talking about a bittersweet situation, because on one
Definitely.
hand it's heartrending, but on the other hand there's the beauty of rising. And so this
Yes.
evening, I don't want to tell your story for you in any way. I want you to tell us your story. Start from the beginning. Why are we here this
Okay.
evening?
All right. I just want to talk about my son that
Yes.
was murdered on the 13th of February
Mhm.
this year. And then having to make the choice, or consulting with the other children and making the choice of donating his vital organs to persons so they could live on and he could live on in them. On the 13th of February, my son went to visit his daughter's mother, and she told him he had to leave because her boyfriend was coming over. So he said, okay. He went on the corner. She said to wait for her on the corner because they were going to spend the day together with the children.
Okay.
And he waited. The police officer said he waited for 1 hour on the corner for her. She never showed up. Her new boyfriend showed up. He said something to my son, and my son responded to him Then he hit my son twice. My son fell on the ground and he jumped on his face 3 times. After he jumped on my son's face, he picked up his arm and checked him to make sure he was passed out. And
What?
then he took a picture and walked away.
Oh my goodness.
Uh, this happened the 13th of February.
Mm-hmm.
One of the puzzling thing, one of the puzzling thing about the whole incident is when they asked his daughter's mother about his family, she said she didn't know how to get in touch with us.
Okay. Like really?
I couldn't understand that. Anyway, the police officers, the detectives, searched, found my daughter. My daughter said she got a call the Sunday and she didn't really respond because you get so many scam calls, so she didn't answer the call. The Tuesday morning, she said she was laying in bed and the phone rang and she just answered, and when she answered it, the person, the detective told her his name, and she said, "Oh my God." She said, "Oh, once he told her, she knew at that time that it was France who was in trouble."
Yes.
So she asked him what. She said he identified himself. She identified herself, and he told her that France is in the hospital and we need to come because it doesn't look good.
Ouch.
Unfortunately, I wasn't in New York. I was in Jamaica because I flew into Jamaica the Monday. I flew in the Monday. No, Monday or Tuesday. Tuesday I flew in, and they called saying, so I had to turn around and come back. But in the process with all that, when they told me what happened, the first thought that came to my mind was, how stupid of this person. He hurt my son, and now 2 lives is lost because he's going to go to prison for the rest of his life. And my son is dead.
Yes.
Because the police officers spoke to me. I spoke to the neurosurgeon. They said they did everything they could, and he wasn't going to make it. The swelling wasn't going down. He wasn't responding. The part of his brain the involuntary part of his brain for him to breathe and do, open his eyes and all those things that we take for granted every day. We do every day and we take it for granted.
True.
Thinking about how these things happen. That part of his brain was dead.
Wow.
So no, it was a difficult decision as what to do.
Yes.
We had talked about some time ago about donating, organs and stuff, and he was pretty much into that. He said he would donate his organs if should that have happened to him, anything should happen. And we decided to do that.
Okay.
So we donated everything that we could donate, and we got the letter stating that their person who received kidneys, 2 person received kidneys. They did his lungs, his heart, skin transplant. They took bone marrow. What they're going to do with the bone, they took also some of his genes and stuff, and they're going to do testing to see how person of multicultural, genes, because he's biracial, to see how certain disease affect the multicultural society.
Okay.
So with all that, I have my moments when it's hard. It's really hard.
I can just imagine.
But then knowing that he's given life to others. And as you know me over the years, we have known each other now for many, many years. lives, and you know that I'm not a religious person, but I'm a spiritual person.
Yes, yes.
And I believe that God gave him to me for a period.
Mm-hmm.
And when I laid on his chest in the hospital, I asked him, "Is this your purpose? Is
You're
this your
cutting
purpose?" I mean,
out.
of course he couldn't answer me.
Mm-hmm.
But I also asked God if this was his purpose for my son to give life to others.
Mm-hmm.
I feel the tension in my jaw. I I cry, the tears come, and I know what it's like to have a broken heart.
Yes.
I could feel it in my chest that my heart is broken. He was my
Yeah.
eldest son.
Yes.
He looks exactly like me.
Mm-hmm.
Sense of humor was bar none.
Yes. And so I'm thinking back, and I know you are no stranger to grief
Mm,
and to loss. And it is normally said that we don't know how strong we are until being strong is our best choice. It's best choice. It's better to be strong than to fall apart. And so you are an epitome of someone who knew how to be strong. But I know every pain is different, even if we bear different pains in our body and in our system.
mm-hmm,
So having borne the pain of losing your husband in an
mm-hmm,
accident, again, it wasn't like he went to sleep and didn't wake up. It was a violent death for him. And now to
right.
have his son being killed. So I know the depth of pain cannot be explained.
Mm-hmm.
But how are you coping? And
Well,
I'm using
like
this
I said,
for others who,
like I said,
speaking to
because
the life of others.
said it again.
Speaking to the life of others, the hope, because it takes strength to do what you did. It takes strength to decide to even use him to save lives. And it didn't just one person, it's to save a number of lives. And also for research, for future of our race and other races. How does that make you feel? And how does that help you to cope?
Well, like I said, because of my spirituality and my way of thinking, I believe that we all have a purpose in life,
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm. I agree with that.
I guess that's his purpose. That's why he was here. He was here to bring joy to my life, bring
Mm-hmm.
joy to his siblings' life. He gave me three beautiful grandchildren, so I have
Wow.
them, and to think no that because of him, someone
Mm-hmm.
else can hug their child
Yes.
and live a full life because of him and because we decided to do the donation.
Mm-hmm.
It gives me strength. I won't lie. I won't tell you that there are moments when I cry and I almost lose it. I,
Yes.
I I said to my girlfriend the other day, and we've been friends since we were 13 years old. And I
Oh.
said to her the other day, I said, I am afraid of really crying. I'm
Mm-hmm.
afraid of giving in to the weakness that hovers over me like a dark cloud. I'm afraid that if I give into that, I'm gonna get to that point of that I cannot come back from.
Yes,
So
that must be a hard
and then
feeling.
I have to think about the grandchildren, and I have to think about the other kids, the other
Mhm.
three kids. I have to think about them and be strong for them because I am the tree and they're the branches. If I wither and die, then they wither and die. So
Yes.
I have to maintain my composure at all times, and in everything I do, I have to be strong for them, and not allow the weaker side of me to take over and dominate me mentally or physically.
Yes. Yes. But you must also give yourself the right to grieve.
I
You know,
do
just make
grieve,
sure you have your circle around you and you encourage your circle. If you see me losing me, help bring me back. But you must also
I do
give
grieve,
yourself the right to really grieve.
but I also believe that if I give in to my weakness of what I feel, then I'd be questioning God as to why he did what he did. And I've never in my 60 years asked why or why me. It's always why not? Why not me?
Yes.
What would make me think I'm better or different from the next person who lose
Mm-hmm.
their spouse or their children to
Yeah.
whether illness or crime?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because now
Understand.
we look at the world, and COVID has made a big change in a lot of the things, a lot of ways that we live.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I find the world has gotten so angry.
Yes.
The
Our
anger that we
insecure that we
see
have
in
covered
each
is
other
really rising. Yes.
is bar none. So even though I don't think I've really said goodbye to him.
Yes.
Had my time in the hospital with him. He was on life support. He was on life support for a week, and I laid on his chest, and I'm telling you, as I laid on his chest and I looked at him, his
Yes.
skin was so soft and
Yes.
so smooth. Because
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they took skin and they're going to use his skin to do skin graft and stuff like that for, for burn victims.
Wow.
And
Yes.
he was like he grew up, he was a very sickly child. So we spent a lot of time in and out of the hospital. And I
Mm-hmm.
remember when he was always a big kid, always big. By the time he was 12 years old, he could pick me up.
Wow.
Um,
Kid indeed.
yes, and he used to play football. He used to play football. So he was strong and he had broad shoulders. I mean, and he used to like when he would get sick and go to the hospital, I would lay on his chest to comfort him.
Yes.
And I did that on the 18th of February. I laid on him and I talked to him, and I just look at my son, and there's a part of me that is weak. I know that. And
You need to get
I
back to a
cried
sleep.
that night, and
Mhm.
they when I walked back to the car, because I had to say goodbye to him because they had to take him into surgery.
Yes.
For days I couldn't eat. Every time I try to eat something, I'd be nauseous. I think about him when I eat. I still do. And September, it will be 11 years since I buried my husband.
So time fly. Oh yes.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Scotty. Yes.
I count the days every day with my son. March 25th, he would have been 39. I'll never hear him say mommy anymore.
Mm, yes. And
I'll
you
never
know,
have that.
the good thing about it is that you have good memories to feed your
Mm,
soul. You have good memories. I want to ask you, now that this has happened, and it's in a sense is because of his ex, what is the relationship
yes,
to be like? Because
with her.
no, it's your grandchild's mom. So how are you guys bridging that gap?
Well, for many reasons, not only because of the baby, we have to maintain a relationship with her because she's still being investigated. I mean, the investigation is still going on.
Okay.
Um, so we have to maintain a relationship with her because of the baby. And I guess later on there are questions I'd like to ask her, but I can't ask her those questions right now.
Right.
I have to be civil. I have to find that civil side of me. I have to dig real deep for that.
Yes. It's
Because as
gonna
a
take
lot of
this
people
time.
know, I can be very rude and curt, but I have to maintain, I have to
Know it.
find that. Uh,
I said, don't I know it?
yes, yes, I have to maintain that ladylike. I have to find the ladylike side of me. Maintain that.
Yes.
And I've been doing that. I can't have a conversation with her on the phone, but I'll text her.
Okay.
I'll take the text, and say how the kids are doing and stuff like that. But I can't speak with her. I'm afraid that I may say something that I shouldn't say.
Yes, it will take some time.
Huh?
It will take some time.
It will. It will. Um, just to tell you a little bit more about my son,
Mm-hmm.
and also to encourage people to think about donating organs. And I know that probably in Jamaica it does happen, but I don't know how often it happens. But
Right.
it's something that we really truly should think about. The donation of organs. If you can donate your organs, um, give life to someone else. Some people who are religious may look at it and say that we're flying in God's face, but I think God gave us the strength and the knowledge to do this,
Yes.
to give the opportunity to someone else to live. And one day I will meet that person who, my son's heart beat in his chest, and the lady with the kidney, and the other gentleman with the kidney and the lungs and the liver and the bone marrow. Eventually, along the road, I will meet these people.
Yes.
And it's so ironic that they called me today from the donor organization just to
Okay.
check up on me to see how I'm doing.
That's
And I'm
good.
thinking about that I'm going to do this with you today. But
Yes.
donating our organs, it's important. You're giving back. You're giving the opportunity for somebody else to live.
Live. Yes. 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 This is so true.
It's
So
it
true.
it is very it's a good program. But to tell you a joke about him, and every
Yes.
time I think about it, I laugh. He was
Yes.
about 12 because I was still doing his laundry, and I was going through his pocket, and I found this note.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote to this girl. I don't remember her name. And the note says, "Hi, babe. I know that I lied. I lied to you. Yes, I have kissed another woman,
Okay then.
but that woman was my mother. That woman is my mother."
Yeah, that's a good one.
And I think as a matter of fact, I know I still have that note. I have that note someplace. And I look at and I remember that and just laughing and saying, he was my friend said he's cha-cha.
Sure.
He has chacha-ness. I
Yes.
mean, I didn't even know what that meant.
Yes.
I was
Cha-cha.
like, yeah, he was a cha-cha boy. It really was. I looked at him laying there in that bed, and his nails were properly manicured, hands and feet, and his skin was so soft.
Yes.
He just he was a real cha-cha boy. He dressed nice, and I could see, like, I mean, having four children.
Okay.
My daughter, my eldest daughter, um, tend to try to be more Jamaican. My him France, who did not like Jamaican food at all, couldn't eat anything with bones, but he had more of my father's personality. Really strange. He had a lot of my father's personality than my other children.
Okay.
He walked like my dad. He had this way that he would scratch his head. If he couldn't remember what he was doing, he'd scratch his head like my dad and put his hand behind him until he remembered what he needed to do. But even though he didn't, he wasn't embracing the Jamaican culture with the food. He embraced the chacha-ness side of his Jamaican heritage.
Yeah, the cha-cha swagger boy.
Yes, he had that. And
Yeah.
those are the kind of things that put a smile on my face. The tears are rolling down my face, and I can think about him and just smile and say, yes, you're up there with my father and Scotty, having a good time, having a good time. I
And
hope.
I am glad that Healing Moments could be here for you to just talk about France in the way you are talking about him and living a moment with him on a public space. And I'm glad that we could
Yes,
accommodate you for that. And when you reached out to say you want this moment, I could not say no. I really could not say no because I know who you are and I know you would not
yes,
have asked if you didn't need it.
yes.
And
I appreciate the time.
yes, and to be honest, I continue to pray with you. I continue to mourn with you as a mom. I don't know what it is to lose a child, and I hope I never find out. I'm
I hope
honestly,
not. I don't wish this on my worst enemy.
I hope I never, never, ever live to find out. And
Mm-hmm.
I continue to pray with you and support you. And you can reach out to me anytime, as you always do. And for me, though, I want to laud you for your strength. It takes strength. And I know you're a strong woman, but it takes supernatural strength to be able to stand up during this time. It takes supernatural strength to sign the document to say, okay, I'm saying goodbye to my son that others can live because he had lived. It takes a lot of strength to do that. I know for your other children, you have to be the shoulder. For the grandchildren, you have to be the shoulder. And I know you know how to find shoulders for yourself to lean on. I am
Mm-hmm.
encouraging you. I'm encouraging you, Judith. I have seen your strength, and I am feeling and hearing your strength, and I'm lauding you for it. And I hope that even one person listening in this evening will feel that strength. And as you encouraged, organ donation is something that I have not looked a lot at. And I'm going to
Yes,
be looking at it a little bit more and see what obtains in Jamaica here. I don't know a lot about it. After we
yes.
spoke, I started to do a little bit of research, but I still have a little way to
Mm-hmm.
go because
Yeah,
we know
it is a vital program. It's
very
a very
important.
vital program that we need to get involved with. But
Yes,
also, just to make a note, I'm sure you know that song "Wind Under My Wings."
yes, child.
I've dedicated that song to my children over and over again because
Okay,
my children are the wind under my wings.
awesome.
Kids keep me grounded. My kids keep me floating. My kids give me strength. And um, which it was. Oh, the fourth was my granddaughter's birthday,
Okay.
and when it's my grandchildren's birthday, I always send the parents a note thanking them for choosing me to be their mom because in some ways, I think we choose our parents.
Some
For what
ways.
reason, I don't know why. Sometimes we choose some people, but I thank my kids for choosing me to be their parent, and I thank my kids for giving me the opportunity to appreciate my grandchildren.
Yes, yes, yes.
And that's my strength. My kids are my strength. My kids are
Awesome.
my glue. My kids are the wind under my wings. Without them, I would be nothing. And I thank France for being the son that I had, the that chubby little boy who made you laugh. He had his own rough time because he was blind in one eye, but other than that, he never made that stop him from doing what he wanted to do.
Awesome, 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 awesome. What I
So
can
thanks
tell you,
again.
what I can tell you, you will heal through this. You'll get stronger. You will never forget, but you will be able to journey through this. Sometimes
Hmm.
persons ask, when do you get over grief? You never really do get over. It's something you journey through and you learn to live with, and it becomes a little
Exactly.
easier to live, and it becomes a little easier to smile, and it becomes a little easier to breathe. And I am assuring you that myself and Healing Moments stand with you, and we are here to help you to breathe, my friend.
I appreciate that.
We're here to help you to breathe. Thank you for giving me the honor of reaching out to me to say you want to start telling your story, you want to start your healing by talking
Yes,
on
yes,
Healing
yes.
Moments. And that's what
And
Healing Moments.
encouraging persons to think about donation.
Yes, and I will every now and then remember to I'm gonna do my research and maybe get someone
Yes,
to locally to tell us, come on the air and tell us about it. And if
exactly.
anyone is listening into us this evening and you know more about organ donation locally and anywhere else, you can reach out to me and I will be willing to accommodate that conversation, because I've had
Hmm.
friends who need kidneys, and I have a friend who got an eye once.
Yes,
Yeah, I have
yes, yes,
got
yes,
an eye, and she's the one who let me know. I realized, oh, you could donate an eye,
yes.
and
You could transplant. You could transplant anything right now. Your
right.
ears,
I have a friend
nose.
who got I think it was half of a liver she got.
Yes, because the liver replenish itself.
Right. And so I have known of persons who have received organs outside of Jamaica. And I know persons who
Yes,
receive kidneys. Kidneys is the only one I know about in Jamaica here, but I'm quite sure
yes,
there may be
yes.
others that I don't know about, right? And so I remember even when I was in college, we had this girlfriend who I met in Kingston, and meeting her in Kingston, and then we found out that she was originally from Trelawney, but at that time I was from Mandeville.
Right, right.
And I met her, and I remember she got two kidneys and both failed. And the agony
Wow.
that she went to, I remember we lived
Yes,
in
yes.
Salvation Army Hostel, and the gentleman that was in charge, Major, he needed a kidney. And so he didn't have any qualms about him. So if we are changing our clothes or we are doing anything, wrapping our towels, running from the bathroom, and we see Major, we would carry on. And so I Major said, we don't go along, me no want nothing from no, but if you don't give me a kidney, we take it.
Exactly. Yes,
You
yes,
know?
yes,
And so I remember
yes.
things. And when I heard of France and his journey, and when you reached out, because I was praying and talking, and when you reach out and say, I would like to come and I'd like to tell my story, for me, it was an honor, because we need to know more about these things. We need to
Yes.
help our families to have purpose in living even after they have
And
gone to
and
sleep.
the good thing about kidney donation is that you're still a living person. You can give
Yes.
one of your kidney because you can survive on one kidney. And
Yes.
kidney disease is very prominent in Jamaica.
Very common, in
So
for better health. Yeah, better health
yes, and
lifestyle.
I also caught a little part, not to change my subject, but a little part of that mom who her 2-year-old was abused.
Yes.
So my heart goes out to her because I don't know what I would do if somebody did that to my child.
Yes. And it's a son and
I go to trial next week with my son, and I'm gonna have to take some deep breaths when I walk into that courtroom.
Yes. When you walk
But
in,
I know that
in with support and our prayers.
yes,
And we are here praying up that wind of support for you, because we know that it's going to be challenging. It is going to be challenging.
it's going to be a long, drawn out process. Next week is just preliminary hearing, and then they take it from there. Where then we'll go to court some other time and all that. But at first I felt sorry for him, but then when I looked at his face and I learned a lot more about him, I realized that there's good and bad. There's good people and evil people, and he's just one of those evil persons who he had his purpose, and I guess his purpose was to kill my son.
There are so many broken people. There are so many young people growing up without mothers like you to help to teach them how to journey. And so, Judith, Healing Moments want to thank you this evening for the honor of having you on. We wish it was on a better note, but God knows the journey and He knows our purpose. And I'm glad that you are purposing this experience. You are purposing it, and you are using it to sow into the life of others. I'm quite sure some woman, some mom, some wife is listening on this evening that is taking strength. And I see Melcinda Smith Drummond says, Miss Scott, I am healed, and so you can too. So she's sending out to say to you that her journey, whatever her story is, she has healed and maybe is healing, and she knows you can do it too.
It takes some time. It's gonna take some time.
Take its time, and guess what, girl? Allow yourself to do the journey. So days will be good and days will be bad. Whichever one you're having that day, it's your right to it. Experience it, that you can get the dross out of your system and you can heal. So, my dear friend Judith, we will talk again. Walk good.
Yes, sweetheart. You take care. All the best.
Continue to be strong. And until then, my dear, love you.
And we'll talk off air.
Oh yes, we will continue talking off air.
Yes, and thanks again for having me.
Love you so much, my dear. Walk good.
I love you too. You take care and be good. Continue to serve as you always do.
Yes, thanks.
All right, you're a breath of fresh air. You have a good one.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right. Have a good night.
The higher you build your barriers, the taller I become. The further you take my rights away, the faster I will run. You can deny me, you can decide to turn your face away. No matter, 'cause something inside so strong. I know that I can make it, but you're doing me wrong, so wrong. Thought that my pride was gone. Oh no. Something inside so strong. Oh, something inside so strong. The more you refuse to hear my voice.
Okay, something inside so strong. This evening, as Healing Moments transition out for one more time, I want to say to us this evening, as we affirm each other, don't try to stand alone. It is said that misery seeks company, and the pain run to the shadows. But this evening, I'm saying to you, if you are pained and you are tempted to stay in the shadows and hide, remember, you don't have to be alone. Choose to let someone be your wind. Choose to allow someone to be there for you. Life is a journey. And in your time of grief, express yourself in your own way. There's no right or wrong way to grieve. The only mistake you will make in this journey is not giving yourself right to your own emotions. Let no one control you or tell you how to mourn. Mourn freely, but remember, life is a journey, and this too shall pass. This too shall pass like the roaring river. And there will come a time when you'll remember, but without the pain. So, as you journey from healing moments this evening, reach out to a friend, be a friend, walk good, and remember, your emotions is your right. Own it, claim it. Let no man tell you how you should be feeling. Blessed be. It's goodbye from Healing Moments this evening. Until next week when we have another awesome show lined up for you. Blessed be. Walk good. Love you all so very much. It's Dr. Asha Mwendo signing out from Healing Moments on Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music. Walk good.
The faster I will run. You can deny me. You can decide to turn your face away. No matter, 'cause something inside so strong. I know that I can make it, but you're doing me wrong, so wrong. Thought that